I wanted to talk about the work of dropping into yourself, into your truth, into your freedom, into your authenticity. Because I was recently doing a practice myself, because of course, we're obviously equals. I'm not, because I'm facilitating this work, I'm not better or above or beyond being human. Being human means that we get to feel the emotions that guide us. It's the energy in motion that is telling us what we feel, how we feel, what we need. And so I was guiding myself through a practice of the reset journey. And I suddenly had access to a lot of rage, like a lot of rage in my sounds, in my hands, in my arms, in my hips, in my feet. Like my whole body, my whole instrument was really allowing a pocket, a bubble of rage to move through. And it didn't really matter why this rage was moving through, but as I was moving it through, there was no story, and I suddenly started to flash on events of my teenage life where there was abuse. And though I had worked on these events, on that specific one, with different modalities and at different stages of my life, and a lot of emotions had already moved through, there was suddenly like a pocket of like a master killer in me. Like I was seeing myself be extremely violent as this repressed pocket of rage was allowed to move through. I was having extremely violent impulses, not to anyone, but in what I was seeing. So what was actually moving through was that during this abusive event, what was really cooking inside of me was that I wanted to murder the abuser in a very violent way. And obviously I didn't do that. I did the opposite of that. I just repressed it all, shut down and froze and didn't move. But what was great for me to see just 10 minutes ago was how when you constantly reconnect with yourself, tune into yourself, and engage with practices that enable you to stay in the body and not in your head, whatever is sitting in your body and is ready to move through, is feeling safe to move through, even the things you haven't been thinking about for, like, in this case, I don't know, it happened 40 years ago, so that's a long time. It somehow seemingly had a little bit of repressed energy around it that was not available for me in my day-to-day life. And as I allowed myself to dive into my body, into my instrument, and to really pay attention to what was going on, to warm up to it, to get closer to it, to listen to it, to pay attention to it, to really spend some time with it in my body, not in my head, but really in my body, really just moving it and sounding it and allowing it to take more and more space in my body, there was some deadly instincts, some violent killer, I'm talking Kill Bill, impulses that had not been honored. And obviously when any impulse is not honored, when any impulse is repressed, what's happening is that it's just looping some stuck energy inside my system, inside our system, and it's therefore not available for the present moment. So just moving through that for myself right now was just a wonderful reminder of the body's intelligence, how the body is able to process in the best way it can at the moment, and then maybe 40 years later, it's able to release something it's been holding on to that wasn't safe to be felt. And obviously my work is about honoring all emotions as not as problems and as things to fix or to heal, but as really wisdom moving through, as God speaking through you, God, source, the universe, the energy, whatever you want to call it. And so my instrument is pretty open and unafraid of feeling big emotions. But yeah, this was just a wonderful reminder for me to continue to tune in and to invite anyone who's ready to tune into their humanity, which I think is so necessary nowadays with everything collapsing and AI coming for all the basic jobs that we spend our life doing, to really tune back in and give the mic to the body and let the body do what it knows best, which is to do the laundry, to move what has to be moved. Not in a way to fix, but to just honor what I want to call the divine human technology, which is the emotions move. And once they are moving safely through your body, I'm not going to go out there and be Kill Bill and assassinate someone, obviously, but I was able to hold it inside my body and to let that move in sounds and in movements and in visions, and it's no longer in my body now. I feel very present. I feel very non-aggressive. I feel very peaceful, and very much self-loving to myself for having been able to to safely allow dense shadow to move through me as divine technology, listening to it, letting it guide me for getting more clarity about what I'm dealing with my current circumstances, which is in this case revealing a lot of inner power, a lot of core strength, a lot of I give a shit and I'm here, and I'm not going on your way, and if I speak up, I'm invincible. Not as in an ego trip, right? But as in when I don't repress and I stand my ground, no one can abuse me. And that's important in the current world that we live in the madness that we live in the Epstein era and the Trump era, to reconnect with our power, with our capacity to say yes, to say no, to say stop, to say no more. It's great to reconnect with that, to know that if I had to slit a throat, it's in me. I can do it, and I'm no longer a child who has to take things because I feel little and big people are scary. So anyway, I went on a tangent, but I hope this inspires you or reminds you to always trust your body and always allow it to move what it wants to move through. All right, thank you. Bye, guys.